Pode ter alguém.
Acho que veio daquele lado.
Ah, desgarrar! Bem aqui! Merda! Marta! Põe ela no chão! Caralho! Ali! Pega ela, garoto!
Nossa! Emboscada, porra!
Ali.
Esse aí tá com vida! Tá bem aqui! Puta merda!
Encara!
Tá certo.
Ela não tem como fugir!
Olha aqui!
Puta merda!
Ela tá correndo!
E agora? Melhor achar ela antes que esses idiotas matem ela. Parece que é o prédio alto e redondo. Como que eu vou entrar? Oi.
Vai, você consegue. Falta pouco, camarada.
Deixa ele em paz. Ele não sente mais nada.
Foda-se. Eu prometi a ele que faria isso.
Emboscada!
Aqui!
Ouviu isso? Achamos ela. Ali embaixo.
Prédio alto e redondo. Silêncio. Cala a boca. Toma no cu esses merdas.
Mateu! Bora lá!
Você já era de...
Cacete.
Aguenta aí!
Esse aí! Aqui!
Chega mais!
Sem arregar!
Acaba com ela! Não deixe ela escapar!
Põe ela no chão!
Tá bem aqui!
Meu Deus, não!
Ouviu? Ela tá correndo! Vem aqui! A gente vai te ferrar!
Cara! Ok.
Não, não!
Sua vagabunda!
Achamos ela! Aqui! Ela voltou pra lá! Agora chega! Por aqui!
Olha aqui! Filho da...
Vamos atacar! O que aconteceu? Você tem sido desgarrado, pô!
Pare! Protejam as duas! Ouvi ela correndo! Por aqui!
A gente vai te consertar!
Não, porra!
Você vai morrer! Puta!
Aqui!
Ela tá correndo!
Acho que veio dali. Olha, pra vasculhar a área. Tem alguém aí.
Que bom.
Que porra é essa?
Acho que veio dali.
A gente tá só se levando aqui. Pare! Proteja uma torre! Encara!
Posso ter visto alguém. Vou ver se está tudo bem.
Esse aí! Tá bem aqui!
Vai indo! Ricardo!
Você vai morrer,
Certo. Cala a boca.
ela no chão!
Eu vou acabar com a tua raça! Peguei ela!
Merda.
Porra!
Não deixe ela fugir!
Ah, meu Deus.
Ela foi por ali! Encontrei ela! Vem aqui!
Ela tá na...
Ela se agachou ali!
O que aconteceu?
Ah, só pode ter sido um desgarrado, porra!
Merda! Espalhem-se! Protejam a torre!
Merda.
Não, não! A gente vai te...
O que aconteceu?
Ah, só pode ter sido um desgarrado, porra!
Merda! Espalhem-se! Protejam a torre!
Emboscada, emboscada! Eu acho que veio dali de trás! Vai indo! Puta que pariu!
O que aconteceu?
Ah, só pode ter sido um desgarrado, porra!
Merda! Espalhem-se! Protejam a torre!
Olha a fumaça! Ela tá correndo! Nossa, cuidado! Esse aí tá com vida! Atrás da mesa!
Thor! Põe ela no chão! Você vai morrer!
Filha da puta!
Tá certo.
O que aconteceu?
Pode ter sido um desgarrado, porra.
Merda! Espalhem-se! Protejam a torre!
Veio daquela direção!
Ok! Muita atenção!
Fugir! Ela foi pra lá! Abre a porta, caralho!
Remember this. Yeah, so the idea, right? She gets hit right at her injury. I like how badass this scene is. And the desperation.
Ugh.
Remember the thumb to the eye.
Peguei a chave!
This is Matthew Mercer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What I like about this sequence too is like you can look at everything that Ellie does is so ugly and so brutal and so unnecessary, but had she not come after Abby, who knows if these people would have ever been free, who knows if this uprising would have ever happened, right? So again, there's these butterfly wings happening because of all of the choices she's made, that none of them are just black and white. You've got this constant gray you have to reconcile with.
Oh, they're staring at her like she's some kind of wild animal. Again, like there's this whole crazy thing going on here of like slaves and slavers, and Ellie cares none of that. It's just she's so single-minded about Abby, and pretty soon, she, like in gameplay, she's gonna just start repeating Abby, Abby.
I wonder how much of Ellie is hoping to die in that fight.
Cadê você? Abby. Abby. Cacete. Vai pra praia. Puta. Abby. você.
But I love how surprising this beat is, right? It's like you keep moving towards this idea of this fight, and the whole way you're like, Ellie, you're too fucked up, don't do this, don't face Abby, we know what she's like, and now you come to this absolutely wrecked, frail.
I also love it's pretty much wordless, and you could tell so much with the performance what's going on in their heads, and you could see Ellie's confusion and anger and sadness for what she's witnessing.
Yeah, it's hard. It's like finally the prize is right there, and now it just doesn't feel as satisfying.
I always read that like there are boats this way moment is like, if I'm nice to her, if I'm just like treat her like not my enemy, then maybe like this will all go by quietly.
To me, this is a really nice mirror beat of Joel with Ellie, Joel carrying Ellie, right? And so you have that invocation, and Ellie just has to watch it, has to watch this embodiment of somebody who represents every good part of Joel.
It makes me so sad. This scene. It's just because Ellie doesn't know what to do with all of that anger and that hurt from losing Joel. And now this is the moment.
Yeah, because at this point, that's all Ellie has left. It's just this fucked up quest. Yeah, imagine having that image stuck in your head and not knowing how to get rid of it.
Yeah. And killing somebody else is not going to do it, but
You have to get to that point. You have to realize it yourself.
this was we actually had a really fun day.
Yeah.
As hard as this scene was, and it's so funny doing this with one of your best friends, of just like fighting each other, pulling her hair, be like, get out of here, let's fight, kick me.
Não. Eu não vou lutar com você.
I think that threat is fake, right? It's, I don't think.
Yes, I don't think
She's bluffing.
I absolutely think she's bluffing.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes, but I agree, but what would have happened if Abby was like,
No.
no? Like, I feel like she still would have pushed that. I would think she would have pushed that knife in.
This is great that there's all these different interpretations.
That's
'cause
so
I
cool.
I don't think she would. There were all these other versions of how Ellie lost her fingers. Remember, Hallie, of like, there used to be when someone was waiting for her at the farm and then tortured her in retribution for what happened in Seattle.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was like the parent or somebody
Yeah.
of somebody who died, of like an NPC essentially, who came, and so you're seeing that cyclical nature of violence of like, you killed my person, you killed my person, you killed my person. So somebody you didn't even realize you'd really killed tracks Ellie down.
I love how you pin her with your knee.
Yeah. So originally the conception was that Abby dies here, and it would have been such a different game, I think, if
Yeah.
if right now there was just a body underwater and Ellie was having this moment. Yeah, you didn't know that?
I did not know Abby died here originally.
Well, yeah, originally, like, I think both Yara and Lev died, and this was just Abby by herself when you meet up with her. And then Ellie kills Abby.
Rough.
Yeah.
I think leaving Ellie with 3% of the humanity that she got from who she was, that good kid, that scrappy kid that Joel helped shape. I think if she killed Abby, you'd never see that kid again. And this gives a hope that she's still in there a little bit and could be maybe revived in the same way that Abby was revived in the right circumstance.
I agree.
Seeing the reactions, there's people that wanting to know, what was it exactly that made Ellie stop? Is it Lev? Is it this memory of Joel? Is it everything she's experienced? Is it just like Abby's state, that it's not this person that defeated her in the theater? And to me, it's all those things. The way our brains work is so messy. And that's the story was always meant to be very messy in that way, that there aren't these clear-cut answers.
To me, that moment is 2 more seconds, this girl is dead. So I already know what this feels like. I can see what I'm going to feel like 5 seconds from now.
Yes.
And it's no different.
Yes.
So why? originally the house was fully empty. And there was a concern, I think, that we had that it's going to feel like something bad happened to Dina, and we don't want to make it feel like it's...
Right.
That's the thought in her head. It's more, Dina has made that choice to move back.
She had to move back, too. She couldn't stay there alone with a baby. It was too dangerous.
But I do think there's something poetic in, like, she didn't take Ellie's things with her.
Yeah.
There wasn't a, I'm waiting for
I'm
you, I'm
leaving
going to
this
build her home.
behind.
It's I'm letting this, I'm
Letting it
letting
go.
this die, yeah, here. And I'm going to let everything rot for you.
Well, that's really bleak.
Yeah, we wanted to create a metaphor for the unintended consequences of pursuing justice at any cost. And here we get to feel it of this song that means so much to Ellie, she just can't play it anymore. Also interesting thinking about Joel's headspace right now, like just been humiliated by Ellie in front of everyone. Who knows what's going through his head, but for me, sometimes when I get just filled with anxiety, it's guitar. It's just sitting down and just jamming and just...
Yeah, not even playing a song, just playing through something.
And we've had this scene at different spots of the game until we finally landed. It's this final moment.
Yeah, I think originally we were going to put it before the midpoint showdown of the game.
Right.
Oh, it plays so much better at the end.
Yeah, no,
It does.
now you can't imagine it anywhere else
Yeah.
once it's here.
Tá bebendo o quê?
Traded his soul for coffee.
Onde conseguiu isso?
Com aquele pessoal da semana passada.
Ah,
I would do the
Pouco
same.
vergonhoso que eu tive que dar em troca.
This is the most Ashley has ever pushed back on a scene.
Wait,
Really?
This was because originally it was written that they hug at the end of the scene, and you're like, I don't know if they would. I'm not sure like we could get all the way there. You were a sport about it, and we did two versions, one with a hug, one without a hug, and they were both very, very good. But ultimately, you were right. They're starting to forgive each other, but they're not fully there. Ultimately, makes it more tragic.
Yeah. I think that's why she goes on this journey, because it's just like it was never solved. Our relationship was never fixed.
Gina. Ela é sua namorada?
não. Não, ela foi só um beijo, não significa nada. Ela só... Eu não sei porque ela fez aquilo.
Mas você gosta dela.
They just have like a father-daughter moment. Just this
Yeah.
exchange about this crush that she has on this other girl, and Joel telling her like she would be lucky to have you. Again, he has unconditional love for Ellie, and that's what drives her mad. It'd be so much easier if he was
If
just
he
a
was
complete
just-
piece of shit.
Oh,
Then
yeah.
you could just forget about him,
Yeah.
but you can't.
I mean, that's what's hard. I mean, she knows that he cares, and she knows that he does love her.
Era pra eu ter morrido naquele hospital.
I also love that you
Minha
bring
vida
it
teria
back
tido algum
to
valor.
we're talking around the thing that we need to talk
Mas
about.
você tirou isso de
And
mim.
you doing all of these gestures to try to make it better is not what I want. I'm going to bring it back to what the issue is, and that's I should have died in that hospital.
I also love watching. When do you both decide to make eye contact?
Oh, right,
I
interesting.
and it's like right here for I watch at the end of this statement for emphasis. All eye contact. Because I am dead serious. I don't care the cost. I would do it all over again, even if it means I'd lose you.
There is something to be said for your writing in this, which is I would do it all over again. and I would do it all over again, walk the knife's edge of meaning, because there's one that is repentant and there is one that is resolute.
Só que acho que eu nunca vou conseguir te desculpar.
Like this false moment, I can never forgive you that. And he's ready to accept it. And then he's all of a sudden, but I'd like to try. And then I think the water works for everyone.
Yeah.
Just start right here.
Oh.
We did a lot of work of just writing these scenes and not being heavy-handed to talk about theme, but there is something about just the placement of the scene here. And it's a scene about getting over some horrible transgression that one feels, because there's other things that are worthwhile in this world than just kind of living in this resentment, next to the moment where Ellie decides to let Abby go. And whether she fully forgives her or not almost doesn't even matter. It's just she knows there's other things in life that are more worth putting your focus on. It's interesting seeing since the game has come out. It's been out for a few years now. How many different interpretations there are for the sleeving of the guitar here. Whether it's she's fully forgiven Joel, or whether she's fully forgiven Abby, or whether she's willing to move on, or whether she just doesn't want to be under Joel's shadows anymore. And when people always I don't know if you get this often, people often come to me and they want the answer. They're like, which one is it?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, it's all those things. It's all those things in some way. Like, people's minds are so complicated.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's what we've been talking about with grief and how that can sort of manifest in somebody.
I'll caveat by saying this is my own interpretation. And it doesn't mean that it's right. It's just mine. But sometimes you have so many triggers for trauma that you just need to let anything that might trigger you, you just have to let it go and start over.
I mean, how I felt in that moment of, it's easier just to not get close to people.
We know when we were writing this, we had so many conversations about leaving it on a hopeful note. And even though it's very dark, I do find it to be a hopeful note. It's left with that question of once you've committed all these atrocities yourself, can you come back from that? And we saw that Joel was able to, and then maybe Ellie could as well.
I remember when you guys told me that was going to happen, and I was very nervous. Man, what a journey.
It's a long game.
It's a long game.
I'm curious, how do you interpret her leaving the guitar behind Ashley? Because she could have taken it with her. She could learn to play left-handed.
I think that so much of it is... I feel like it's a lot of things. I feel like some of it is... Deserving is not the word that I'm looking for, but I feel like there's a part of Ellie that's like, you know what, this is part of a life that I had that I now have to kind of leave behind because of the choices that I've made and the things that I did. And I think it's gonna be easier if I just leave it all and not have to go back and try to visit it every day. And I think also having if she did take the guitar with her, that would be a constant reminder of Joel.
Like it would be triggering.
It would be triggering in a way. And I think, if Ellie had therapy in this world, it probably would have ended differently. But as someone who knows, like when you go through stuff and you just kind of trash compactor it down into your body and not deal with it.
Your session will be terminated due
kinda
to
where she's
inactivity
at,
in
but
2 minutes.
Kind of just if I leave it all behind, this is what I kind of deserve.
Do you think if she leaves the guitar behind, she's hoping that she will no longer have the...
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of that there, of maybe if I don't have this reminder, I'll get over it, because trying to find revenge and retribution, that didn't fill that hole. What do you think it is? What do you guys think it is when you were thinking of leaving the guitar there? And specifically because cutting off the fingers was a very strong choice to not be able to play the guitar and have that connection anymore.
Sometimes it's hard to kind of reverse engineer what was the inspiration or the process, but I find playing guitar so therapeutic. And I associate music with specific times in my life and memories that then if someone were to take that away from me, and especially if I were responsible for the reason it's taken away from me, then it might be too hard to just constantly play it badly, or especially this particular guitar that's gifted to her by Joel. And right, her memories with Joel are, I think, mostly positive, but it's mixed with some negative stuff and the journey of the first game. And this is a point where I think she wants to start over, that she came to the brink of being a villain. And she's, I mean, in some ways she was, and she probably killed many people on this journey that might not have deserved that fate. But I think now she wants to go on a journey to reflect on that and find a different purpose. I'm curious, maybe Ashley and then Laura, like, how do you feel years later now? People had very strong reactions to this game, both positive and negative. And how do you feel about it?
I feel like I have so many feelings about it. I feel like now having some years behind